So there we have it. Leicester ended up, I thought we'd won it there at the end. Get your views in, get your comments in. As ever, we can put them on the screen. We want to hear from all people. I'm going to put a link out very, very shortly. So if you want to click on the link and come and get your views on, you can do that. Welcome to the post-match fan zone show. Watford 1, Leicester 1.
Get on your feet. Don't sleep. Play for keeps. Dig deep. Get on your feet. Don't sleep. Play for keeps. Dig deep. Got to dig deep.
Whoa! We nearly had it, didn't we? It wasn't the most exciting game at all, if we're honest. It finished 1-1. We were jumping around the room. We thought we'd done it with Ben Chilwell. What a screamer. What a smacker that was. As ever, we want to get your comments in there. I've got people clicking on the live links coming in. Jason Mills says, should have seen the game out, but 1-1 was a fair result. It probably was, Jason. It was a shame, though. Fair result, says John Grant. On the balance to play. Disappointing, though, when you think we could have won it. Adrian says, could have been a lot worse. We could beat Arsenal. Rob Bright saying 1 point will be okay. Neither team deserved to win or lose. I'd probably say over the whole thing, perhaps Watford was slightly the better team. I don't know what you think, but we did have some chances with Albrighton, and what a screamer it was from Ben Chilwell. Davo says, unlucky not to take all 3 points. Draw was a fair result. Darren is saying it was a fair result. A lot of people are saying that. MTS, same as me, absolutely gutted. I've got fans clicking in, so keep coming with your comments on there. Need to defend set pieces, I think Jane means better. And Scott is saying great first game back from a long stay away. I've got fans clicking on the link. I'm going to add them all in here. How many we've got? Jamie, we got Tom, we got Matty Bond. Let's add him in. We've got Ross. If you want to come in on the show, anybody who's watching, click on the link that I'm sharing out there and come in. I don't know where to start. Let's start with, go on, Matty. Matty's holding his hands up. What do you want to say, Matty?
At the end of the day, I think we're probably a bit disappointed. It was probably a fair result, wasn't it, Phil?
Sadly, I think it probably was a fair result. Tom, do you agree?
Yeah, fair result in the end. I thought we shaded the first 20 minutes of the game and then Watford grew into it. Second half, like you said, I thought Watford started the game a lot better second half and we grew into the second half. The chances from Albrighton hitting the post, good save by Ben Foster for the Maddison chance as well. You think you've nicked it at the end of the match when, do you know what, if we had, you could have maybe just justified it with the chances we created in the second half. But it's just unlucky for Monchier. I mean, people say we could defend better. It's just ricocheted to one of their players hit him and fell straight to Dawson, a centre-half, who's scored a blinder. There's not much more we can say to that. It wasn't set up for him. He's just stood there in the right position and it's fell to him.
Well, to be fair, Tom, I am going to say that Dawson, for a centre-back, that is a pretty bit of a screamer goal for him. Let's get some fans' comments on. I'm going to get as many on screen as possible, as well as chatting with you guys. I'll come to you, Ross, next in a minute after Jamie. Dave Felstead says, well, I'll take a point. Sounded terrible on the radio. Sounded as if we were a bit rusty. Carl says, does Rodgers realise we have 5 subs? He should have got Morgan on as soon as we scored. We've done that one before, Carl, where we brought Morgan on. Jamie, why do you think not?
You can't do that. Once you've made if you make 3 substitutions at different times, that's it. You can't bring. You can only bring the 5 subs on at 3 points in the game. So if you've made 3 substitutions at 3 different times, you can't bring anybody else on.
I must admit, I didn't know that. I'm learning the rules.
You can't do that. No, you can bring a 3, a 2, and but you can only have 3 substitution slots. So you can't bring a 5th, another one on after we scored. You can't do that. These new rules.
Yeah, Ross, you were watching it. You were part of the BT Sports fan thing, weren't you, Ross? One of those faces. They only showed you twice. How was it?
Got her in. Well, I thought, yeah, I agree. Obviously, what everyone's been saying. First half, obviously a bit, getting into the game. Second half, getting in there. I thought Soyuncu was unlucky. Should have scored, to be fair, when he had that good header. And I'll say everyone was the chat. Everyone's saying about how bad Chilwell's been, and he's just kind of scored an absolute beauty. And then, I agree. I think the 3 subs thing, we should have brought on Morgan previously on the third sub part. Jamie just said it then. I think we should have brought him on then. And then obviously Chilwell scored. And then, I mean, if we were going to concede a goal, at least concede a great goal. To be fair, not a scramble because it would have been even worse. But Schmeichel should have done a lot better, to be fair. Should have kept it out a bit. But I think it's just first game back in a while. I think next game got Brighton. Next game, we're in home soil. Yes, obviously it's going to be no fans there. But obviously, I think we'll do a lot better against Brighton. I reckon.
Hold on, Ross. Tom, are you there to take over? Oh, there you are, Phil.
I'm back. I pressed the wrong button. Scott is saying that he's impressed by James Justin today. I thought he had a good game. Kath is saying same old Leicester. Bradley Jones, I'd went 4-4-2 with Inacho and Perez. Adrian is giving you some cross for that haircut, mate. It's a pretty hefty haircut that was.
Yeah, Chris... I tried to do it myself, and it didn't go exactly planned. So, yeah, exactly.
Well, there you go. Chris Tatum is saying thought Chilwell was poor defending today, and crossing would have taken him off. Shows what I know. Matty, I thought, I've got to be fair, I thought Ben Chilwell had a pretty decent game. Yes, he was playing against Sarri, who did him a few times, but I mean, a screamer of a goal for him, Matty.
Oh, absolutely. I think probably Pearson targeted that side, knowing our weaknesses with him defensively. But yeah, even before his goal, I thought he was all right, to be honest with you. And I mean, that goal was something else. I'm not sure whether it's supposed to be a cross or not, but we'll take that, won't we?
What, you thought Chilwell's was the cross?
Well, I mean, you wouldn't know. Some of the directions of his balls early on. Christ.
Yeah. I thought, Tom, that was a bit of a screamer, wasn't it?
I mean, it's Damari Gray with the pass as well. You've got to give Damari some highlight. It's right. We know we're there, mate. Yeah, Damari Gray with a great assist. If you give him some credit, he came on and he opened the game a bit up. It's a good first touch from Chilwell. Simple that. He's got it out of his body and he smashed it. Just going to a point Ross made earlier about Schmeichel. It's very close to him to suddenly make a save. I know he's got a hand to it, but he's close. For me, Schmeichel's man of the match because he made three very good one-on-one saves to keep us in that game when they made some poor decisions, and Diddy again, heavy touch, they had a chance. Sarri went through and Chilwell was chasing him, wasn't getting near him, treading water, saves us again. So I thought Schmeichel was my man of the match today. He made some crucial saves in that game.
Yeah, he certainly did, Lee. You've been watching it, doing a watch-along. What were your views on the game? Not much excitement until the last 5 minutes.
No, can we have another half hour? Because the first, sort of 85 was a bit pants, weren't it?
Yeah, it was. It was a strange. It was great to have football back, chappers, but it was strange. It was a bit boring at times. Am I allowed to say that? It did feel a bit boring.
Yeah, of course you are.
Yeah.
I mean, me and Jamie just had a chat on the phone just before we came on live, and it was like a bit of like a in between pre-season and a like a first couple of games where you sort of finding your feet. It was like one of those sort of games.
Yeah, absolutely. It was. And let's get a few more comments in. Please keep getting your comments on and we'll put them in there. Scott is saying still waiting for Vardy's 100th. He didn't really get many chances today, did he, Tom? Jamie Vardy? Not really in the game.
Not really, mate. He's a bit first half, very much up front on his own. He had the one shot, he curved right, bit unlucky, didn't get enough whip on the ball. Second half, did he really have a chance? I doubt it. He was a lone striker most of the second half. And every time he got the ball, he was in a wide channel with no support to get anything happening. So, look, if I'm honest, it reminded me of the first two games of the season, the Wolves home game and the Chelsea away. Very much finding our feet again, a passing game. I think the word rusty was spot on at times. We looked very rusty with moving the ball around. Probably didn't move it as quick enough as we needed to. When we did move it quickly, we caused Watford a few problems. And it's hopefully over the next couple of days, weeks, while we've got these last few games, we can start picking up again.
Yeah, a few people putting comments on here. I wanted to pick up on somebody on the Facebook group. If you're watching on the Facebook group, you need to click on a special little thing to get your face and your name on there. But whoever's put this on there, thanks for that. It says, I thought Mark Albrighton missed an opportunity to impress today. I want to ask everybody here, so stick your hand up if you want to answer this, about Mark Albrighton. He was putting in some crosses, but again, there's nothing much for him to hit in the middle. It's never really going to work much for Vardy. And apart from I thought Albrighton, a great through ball from Damari Gray, a great ball through to him. Jamie, I know you want to come in on Mark Albrighton.
Oh, I didn't think he did a lot wrong today. I really don't. He helped out JJ at the fullback. He put some good crosses in, little too deep occasionally, but it's a bit of ring rust. But that shot he had on target, it was so unlucky. I'm not sure whether Ben Foster actually just got his fingers to it or not. I'm not 100% sure. Even the commentators didn't know. But I thought he had a decent game. I thought he did what Mark Albrighton does well. He harried, he pressed. I think he had a good game. I really do. I don't think there was anything. He's the most underrated player Leicester have got at the minute, I think.
Yeah.
He does a job all the time.
Go on, Matty.
Yeah, Mark Albrighton did what Mark Albrighton does. You know, he was winging crosses in like he does, and maybe it doesn't suit Rodgers' plan having Mark Albrighton doing what he does. You know, but you can't knock the man. I mean, come on.
Yeah, Tom.
Yeah, no, I was going to say we're going to talk about players who didn't have a good game. I didn't think Harvey Barnes offered anything down that side today. But it wasn't one of his best games. He had a very poor game. And then we look at Tielemans. Did he actually play? I mean, come on. I mean, it's a chance to shine. And once again, I don't think he did anything in that whole game. Wayward passes, out of position, caught on the ball a number of times. Wasn't his game today. I mean, everyone say we're picking on individual players. And as fans, you're going to pick out the ones who don't have a good game. But, I mean, we're talking about Albrighton not having a good game. I mean, let's talk about Tielemans. Let's talk about Harvey Barnes. For me, Harvey Barnes has been brilliant the last back end of the year. 6 goals is it in 8 games. But wasn't his game, and he made the change and brought on Damari Gray to open the game up more. Tielemans just hasn't worked at the moment for some reason. Just so it's not clicking with him.
I thought Damari Gray came on and had quite a good impact. Looked quite sharp, Ross.
He did. I think he's got a lot to prove. To be fair, so he's been linked with a lot of clubs over the last so many months. I think he did really well. He was good passing and stuff. I think what we need to do as well, I think with corners, I think Maddison's corners weren't exactly great today. I don't know about anybody else, but I think the corners he were doing, they weren't exactly getting in. No one was getting on the end of them, and the only person getting on them was the Watford players. But yeah, I agree with Damari Gray came on, played very well. And what you just said then, Tielemans, I forgot he was even on the pitch. He just didn't offer anything. Barnes didn't offer anything. As well now for it, yeah. So my opinion, I think Maddison needs to work on his corners a bit more.
Yeah, Hitesh is saying that maybe Tielemans is proving what Jardim said about him when he was at Monaco. Chappers, what were the fans saying during the watch along? What was the general feedback you were getting?
Yeah, just that Watford, their players are a lot stronger than ours, and we need to get someone in a bit stronger, like Harry Maguire at set pieces, because he was the big man up top that you aimed for, and he always won the head, didn't he? And that's what we've lost. And I've been saying that all season. We have got nothing at set pieces. We really haven't.
Well, I guess there's Johnny Evans and Ndidi and Sonku, but we don't. I mean, Sonku did get one chance, which he really should have put in, Jamie, shouldn't he?
Oh yeah, he should have. But I think you'll find that from looking on the replay, he was probably slightly offside. But also, the defender Dawson put his hands in front of him, so I think it slightly put him off the way he was trying to head it. But yeah, he should have put it on target. Can I just go? You just go back to one comment, please, from James Hall, Phil.
Yeah.
But how many people think we can still qualify when we can't beat Watford? Well, Liverpool lost to Watford 3-0.
Yeah, I know.
So
I know. Some people forget
stupid.
things.
Some people forget things. It's Watford are battling for their lives to get out of relegation. Watford is not an easy place to go. It never has been. So these people that are putting if we can't, we don't deserve to go and beat everyone 3 or 4 week in, week out. That was a tough place to go to get a point there. And even though we took the lead 1-0,
yeah,
that was
and
a
it was
tough
the
place.
return. Yeah, it was the returning fixture as well. Don't forget, we can bounce back from this. It's not like we've lost. We're all talking negative. We've got we've got a bloody FA Cup game to get through yet. We still win the FA Cup, lads.
Ross,
I think it feels like a loss more than a point game.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, people seem to forget we're up against Nigel Pearson.
Yeah,
he knows Leicester inside and out.
And Craig Shakespeare as well. Don't forget, Craig Shakespeare was both. They were both there. Knew exactly how we play and they knew exactly what we were going to do. They knew the weaknesses as well because they know the players. So people need to, stay calm, stay LCFC.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, like I said a minute or two ago. I mean, they know our club inside out, don't they? So they're always going to target where the weaknesses were. I mean, let's stay positive. It's the first game back. You know, we've not done a lot wrong today, but it does feel like a defeat because we had that late goal, and you don't expect an equaliser later on after that, do you?
No, I think when you score that late in a game, you think that is the winner. You think you've done it. And a great goal by Ben Chilwell, but a great goal by Dawson as well. If one of us, if Sonko had scored that or Johnny Evans, we would be literally wetting ourselves. Let's be honest.
We'd be dancing, wouldn't we, Phil?
It would
It'd have been a massive moment for Sonko.
Yeah, I think there is a Watford fan in the YouTube chat. I think he's put. Is it Josh Payne's put Dawson?
Yeah, absolutely. To be fair, a lot of people predicted that it was going to be a draw today, and it was a draw game, and yeah, it felt all right. You got that one right, did you, Jamie?
I did. I said a draw. I said 2 each, didn't I? But at least I got a draw. But it still feels like a loss, though, doesn't it, with that late equaliser?
Yeah, Kerry's saying here as well. Let's get some comments back on screen. Kerry's saying disappointed because we assumed 3 points were in the bag that late on. Nick is saying here, unfortunately for Tillemans, he is looking forward to have Dennis Pratt back. I've said before the game, I think Dennis Pratt gives us a bit more balance in there. Hitesh says it feels like a loss because we got a late goal and then we conceded. If we'd won it, everybody would have said we pinched one there. I think that's probably about spot on, Hitesh. Jansen says here, no excuse really for drawing after going ahead in the 90th minute. We should have focused for the last 5 minutes, but it was some good game time, he goes on to say. Rob comes in and says, happy with the draw. It's disappointing for the first game back, and Watford would have some fight to stay up. Lads, before we all go, let's pick men of the match. I'm going to start with you first of all, Tom. You've said Casper, haven't you?
Yeah, I'm staying with Casper. I thought he was solid today. I thought he kept us in that game at times, and we gave the ball away cheaply, and Watford had 2 or 3 one-on-ones, and he made himself big and kept us in it. So definitely Casper for me.
Yeah, I want to get, if people can get their comments in, we'll read them out after this, after we've gone through who was your man of the match today and why. Let's go over to Jamie for his man of the match.
Well, I said to Chappie in a quick chat, literally straight after the game, it was Chilwell. But on thinking about it, with what Schmeichel did, I'd have to give it to Schmeichel, actually. He made some cracking saves.
Yeah, and let's go to... Let's see what you think, Chappers. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, Albrighton had a cracking game as well. I think he didn't place a foot wrong at all. I said Chilwell originally because of the goal. He didn't play very well, Chilwell. Really, he gave a lot of balls away, bad crosses. But I think we're going to go with Casper. Yeah,
fair enough. Ross, how about you?
I'll go with Casper. Yeah, despite obviously that they conceded goal, I thought I agree. Casper did some good saves. So when Ndidi made that mistake and then Decore was in, I generally thought he was going to go in. Yeah, it was like a carbon copy of if you remember back when we drew to Chelsea, their goal Mason Mount, and Ndidi made that mistake and he put it in. It was kind of like a carbon copy, except Schmeichel made a save. So yeah, I'll go with Schmeichel for that one.
Yeah, Matty.
Yeah. Very boring again, I'm afraid. I'll go with Casper, but I would like Johnny Evans was solid again. You know, he's brilliant. He's brilliant, like, isn't he? You know, I mean, he covers everywhere. He covers other people's position. But Casper, he kept us in the game at a very vital point. I thought, he made himself big. He stood up. That was class. So Casper.
Yeah, I think I'd chuck Johnny Evans' name in there from a Leicester's point of view. And I think most fans are saying here, man of the match from Leicester's point of view is Casper. Obviously, the Watford Way are watching in on YouTube as well. They're obviously Watford fans. Clues in the name if you're not sure. And they say Craig Dawson, who, if you were a neutral, I think certainly would be in the mix. And they did on BT Sports, did give him man of the match. So I think if it was a Leicester player had scored that goal as a last-minute winner, and saved that one against Sionku, Jamie.
Yeah. Also, as well, the Watford in the last 5 Watford games, there's been some kind of red card goal in the last couple of minutes of the last few games. So you could see it was coming. It was going to happen. A goal from either team in the last few minutes because that's the way Leicester Watford played. To be honest,
it's always something about Leicester and Watford.
Yeah, there's always is, isn't there, Ross?
Yeah.
Listen, 1-1. It's certainly not the end of the world. It's back in. You've got to take it as the first off. Jamie, your show tomorrow morning. Tell us about it.
10 o'clock. 10 o'clock. Fox is on. After my show as normal.
Oh, go, Jamie! Talk way to pump a show.
No need to, because people just come on and watch it anyway. So I've no need to show people. Tell people.
10 o'clock tomorrow morning. You can watch Jamie. We've got the Fox.
Hey, it's Chappie for the social. It's not me.
Yeah,
he
I
does
know.
all that. He just puts everything on.
You know what you've all forgot about though, boys? You forgot the fact that we've got Brighton up next, and potentially we can sit here and watch how they play, and you know the Leicester lot can as well, and get an advantage.
Yeah, absolutely. Go on, do the socials, Chapster.
No, you do it today. I will
Okay.
do it.
Go and watch us at Leicester Fan TV, wherever you are, subscribe. We are back on Monday night with the FANZONE show. Jamie's here tomorrow at 10 o'clock. On Monday night, we should have a couple of Brighton fans with us as well, which should be entertaining, as well as Tom, I believe, will be joining us. So, Tom, Wednesday night, Tom, who have you got on live on Wednesday night?
Phil G, if I remember right. Is it Jamie?
Yes, it is. It's Phil G.
Phil G.
Ex-Derby, Leicester, Gresley Rovers he played for as well.
So that's Phil G on the Fox's Tail show on Wednesday. So a busy one, obviously, with Brighton, a match day on Tuesday. So it's pretty non-stop for us. Thanks, Tom, Jamie, Lee, Matty and Ross for joining us. I'll let them all go. And thanks. Final few comments coming in here from people. People generally still going. Andrew saying we conceded to a quality goal. Can't argue with that. I think you're right. Scott is saying Casper was man of the match. Hitesh is replying to Mark, who was saying we were going to be the whipping boys of the Champions League. Hitesh says that's what they said in 2016. Sam is saying Watford should have easily kept Leicester City from scoring. I don't think he's a Leicester fan watching. Can we get back to the football where players would go to take on a player, says Sean. I thought there was quite a lot of that going on today, Sean. Anyway, listen, thanks to everybody for watching. Thanks, as always, to the people who help sponsor us. Thanks for watching the shows. Join Jamie tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. That's it. The first game is over and done with. It wasn't the most exciting until that last 5 minutes, which is why we all love football. See you soon. See you on Monday.